Oh, that's right. I didn't unmute my microphone. Hello, my souls, and welcome back to Black Mirror. I did find where we were supposed to go last night. Oh, damn it. Hello, Dennis. And I have found a way to temporarily fix the issue. Damn. Got a good phone, man. Alright, Andy. But I have technically fixed the issue with my controller, sort of. I can mitigate the amount of drag or pull there is. Hello, Claire. Just in time for the spooky.
This'll make it easier to carry. The boy. It must be. But I need to be sure. Perhaps the names are on the back. The boy. How did he provoke Edward into throwing him down the stairs? Lady Margaret. She looks happy. I can't imagine her smiling like that these days. Grandfather Edward. Just as he looked last night. My family.
Pretty much all phones have
they're all still strangers to me
nowadays. Anyways, let's see what's on the back, shall we? Anybody recognize that symbol?
What's this? Looks like it's drawn in blood? Okay. Well, that's a thing. Regardless of what I told Miss Cranon, these visions are like nothing I've ever experienced before, and they're getting worse. I'll give that a spin later.
Okay. It was a slow jump scare. Are you kidding me? Okay. Let's see if we can go to dinner. Oh, wait. That's not the way to the dining hall. Okay. Or wait. You know what? I'm gonna try to go outside again. Because that actually makes sense after what I just saw. Aw. Too creepy for you, Claire?
If the old man I saw was really my grand...
Huh. Yeah, no. The controller doesn't seem to like this game either, but I do. I like the creepiness of it. Not too much, not too over the top at start. Some horror games, you know, throw you in the deep end. I like the slow, steady build, kind of horror. Ah, nice. Well, now what the hell do I do? Talk to grandmother.
Lady Margaret?
Yes, David?
I saw an old photograph of a boy in the other room. Something tells me she wouldn't be happy if she knew I had it in my pocket.
Ah, that was taken in 1894. Young Johnny, your father.
You can remember the exact year?
It's a funny thing when you reach my age. You can remember dates from decades ago.
But not what you had for breakfast.
Maybe others can't.
Who, may I ask, were the others in the picture?
That would be your Aunt Clara and your late great-grandmother, the last true Countess of Scahandew House. And my dear Edward, of course.
I noticed my father had a scar on his face. How did that happen?
Falling from a tree, perhaps? I can't recall. But your father was a clumsy child.
Can't recall. But you remember the date the photograph was taken. I shall take my leave, Lady Margaret.
Yes.
Let's see. More than likely, skunk. Excuse me. Also, thank you, skunk. The question is, can you read what it says? Yeah, not everybody was a fan of Lamborghinis. It says you don't know it, but I'm standing right in front of you. A woo to you too, Claire. So we're right back into the issue of now I don't know where the hell to go. Hold on. I'm going to look something up really quick. Okay. So the reason I looked that up was because I was about to do something that would have taken a long time to try to do. I didn't want to necessarily do it all on stream. And so I just looked up the possibility. Um, yeah, it's anything that sounds like it would be a bad idea for you. Well, it looks like Mr. Man is not back yet. Hmm. All right, Dennis. This is one of the only other things I can interact with. Hey, Claire, let's just say it's a bad idea and leave it at that. Although, you know, one of the games that's, one of the games that's going to be on, the games with a gold rotation is going to be, Friday the 13th. Well, I just found a graphical glitch. No. But Claire, the person who's game sharing with you that does have it, can very easily get the game. True. Okay. So I feel like I've missed something somewhere. I definitely feel like I've missed something somewhere. It's not this because I don't have the...
Not like this.
I need 4 prongs to that key to be able to do that. Like I said, Friday the 13th will be on Games with Gold here soon. Ooh, Fear 2 Project Origin. It's actually a really good game. Really messed up game. Especially since it involves a lot of really messed up shit. But, it was still a really good game. Fear 1 was pretty messed up too. Uh, the only other area I haven't been in is the freaking... You know, when in doubt, check the parlor. Could be the kitchen. I mean, the butler might be cooking dinner or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, Fear was a decent game. Fear was a decent series in general. Okay. What items do I have in my freaking inventory? Well, yeah, it might also be supper time, but I've also checked the dining room already, I think, and I didn't remember there being anybody in there.
I better leave Cousin Eddie to his hobby.
There we go. I had to talk to her, and then I had to go outside. Now we can progress. And again, just water. Nothing alcoholic.
Finally, some fresh air.
Actually, a very pretty area. Oh, very pretty. Get in the car, drive away, don't look back.
Must be hard to look after the plants when you can barely see them.
Master David.
You could tell it was me.
Your footsteps. I ken the walk of everyone here.
Well, that's rather incredible.
Aye, that it is, laddie. That it is. I hear better than most. See more than most and all.
Father had a similar toolbox. Back when he still fixed things around the house. When you talked about what they did to my father, what did you mean?
You shouldn't have come back. You canna go through what he did as a bairn and no be sick.
So his hospitalization was justified then?
Not for me to say. Before you think of putting down roots here, you should think on what the poison grown here did to your father. You can?
No, not really.
If you dinna mind, this door will no mend itself.
I'll leave you to it then.
I have a feeling the old house in the distance is a thing. Oh, it's not an old house in the distance, it's the damn chapel.
Nobody left to mourn the dead or care for their graves, it seems. I've seen this before. In the painting. This is the grave I saw in that waking dream or whatever it was. The grave my father buried something in as a boy. Who's buried here? If I could just... Ah, these vines are too thick. I need something to cut through these.
Too bad I don't have that butcher's cleaver still. Whoa. Nice, a photo piece. You know what? Let's look inside the chapel first.
Locked with a padlock. Andrew will have a key, but I'm not keen on waiting for his return.
Find a way into the chapel. Yeah, I know, Claire. That's where the painting is. For a game called Black Mirror, though, there's a surprising lack of mirrors.
Rory's tools. A hammer, a tenon's saw, a bolt cutter. All a bit rusty, but in good order. The graveyard. Is it a family plot?
Aye. No matter how high and mighty, all the Gordons end up there.
A cheery thought. It's a shame we do not have the means to properly care for the graves.
Why bother? 'Tis bones and food for worms.
You wouldn't have to have a chapel key, would you?
Ain't set a foot in there for years, and I don't intend to either.
That'll be a no then.
If you didn't mind, this door
Ah,
will...
wait.
I'll...
Meant to ask about the bolt cutters.
May I borrow your bolt cutter?
Maybe. If I ken what you need it for.
The graves. I would like to tidy them up. That way I can pay my respects properly.
Is that a fact? Why's that then?
They are my family. They deserve to be remembered.
Fair enough, laddie. Just grab it yourself, will ye?
Yay, I wasn't the dick that just ran up and took his tools. Another real question is, do I cut off the lock? Do I cut off the vines? Which do I do first? I think I want to cut off the vines. I'm curious as to what's over here. Snip, snip, hooray.
Better. Cecilia Shaw Nee Gordon. Aunt Cecilia. Now, let's see if there's something really buried in here. Another piece of the castle model. Another part of the model, and it's stained with what seems to be old blood. Why did Father bury this when he was a child? How could I have known that something was buried here? I don't remember Father ever telling me about this grave. Father must have buried the chapel piece here for a reason when he was a boy. But why? And whose blood is it stained with?
Now I can get into the chapel. Well, this place ain't creepy at all.
Father, I hope you found your peace. Were you sick, like they say you were? Or the victim of this curse? This curse of the Gordons? Whatever it is, I think you may have passed it on to me. The place is crumbling. Not the safest spot to pray. Being the chronicle of the family Gordon, as laid down by Sir Drummond Gordon, the year of our Lord, 1413.
Local legend speaks of this particular glen as being inhabited from time immemorial. Enigmatic, elaborately carved Pictish stones stand as timeless evidence of this. As for the locals, they appear prideful of the counsel they delight in giving to visitors. Traveler, beware. The Celtic peoples arrived in this place like a great beast, bringing with them the bloodlines that would eventually spawn the Gordon clan. Using their superior numbers, knowledge, and machines of war, they swiftly conquered the primeval Picts. With them, they brought too their religion and druid clerics. The magics these wise men used did shape forever the lands, even until this present day. It is said that the sempiternal burden our family carries rose at that time. 'Tis well recorded how the Empire of Rome did fail to tame the wayward Scots, that they did even raise a barrier to protect their mighty empire. What is seldom told is the truth behind their defeat. Our ancestors drew upon ancient powers to aid their victory. Powers not easily fathomed by the fragile human mind. This aid did come at the greatest of costs, a debt as yet unsettled, a price we will continue to pay until the last Gordon passes to dust. O'er the centuries, we Gordons made the land our own. Others did bow to us as we kept the secrets of Skahandu, the secrets of the Black Mirror. Even as tragedy and madness did fester in our foundations, we held fast and steered the land through vile English attack and worse. In time, the Gordons and the land became one.
Some pages have been ripped out. The only thing left seems to be some kind of family oath.
In blood we are bound to the land we protect, to the truths we alone may conceal. I shall forfeit my life, lest my clan should suffer. I shall forfeit my spirit to hold the darkness at bay. In blood we are bound till the day of the reckoning.
What on earth? Where's the calm coming from? Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real.
Nothing left over here. the hell?
All this looks like the bottom of a lake. What are you trying to show me? She's not holding a baby, but some heavy object to weigh herself down.
Well, damn. Well, we just found out a way that we can die. So that was nice and fucked up.
Some pages have been written.
To the... I shall fort in till the day.
What on earth?
Okay.
Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real. All this looks like the bottom of a lake. What are you trying to show me? She's not holding a baby, but some heavy object to weigh herself down. I feel like I've missed something.
Okay.
There's a fresh wound across her stomach. The figure up there must be Edward.
So there is a sanity. The ghosts can kill you.
A note. I'm taking my baby with me to save it from this rotten family.
Find my child! Are you all right?
Did you see her? She drowned.
Calm down, you're in shock. What were you doing clambering about in here?
If I told you, you'd think me mad.
Odd. That is just what your father said to me.
What? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Leah Farber. I treated your father at the asylum.
The asylum?
Let's get you back to the castle and make sure you are all right.
Well, that's a thing. It feels as though we're unraveling the mysteries of the curse.
What did you come here for?
I'm not sure your father's story is finished yet, and there are some things I still need to make my peace with.
What's this about an asylum?
As I said, your father was admitted.
Why? Who did that to him?
I did. But unfortunately, he managed to escape.
What? Hold on a minute. How dare you come in here and...
Told you? Your father was a madman. A complete and utter madman. Don't mind me. Please continue.
Well, what right did you have to lock my father up in a madhouse?
I was his doctor. I understand you are in shock, but you have no right to speak to me in such a way. I was
Hello,
trying
Johnson.
to help him.
He's dead. Capital job.
Now, hold on just a minute.
Hopefully Eddie just got what he deserved.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, no! No! No!
The hell? Well, it's a maid with a broken neck. It's a maid with a very broken neck. In a pot of blood. Okay. That sucks. Yeah, so does mine just a little bit, Skunk. Yeah, it did.
Eddie. It'll be all right. Pull yourself together.
I suggest nobody else goes down there. We should keep the room intact until the police can get here.
I shall alert them first thing in the morning. What an unfortunate accident.
An accident? You think so? Just after the madman's son turned up at our door.
And yet you were the one standing over her body with blood on your hands.
How dare you? I was too late. I was trying to help her. She...
There, my sweet boy. Let's get you to bed. Angus, would you?
Of course, ma'am.
I think we will all benefit from a good night's sleep.
I know you may have no reason to, but I need you to trust me. I'm the only one on your side when it comes to your father's death.
Lady Margaret certainly isn't. But if I told you what I saw in the chapel, you'd have me in a padded cell, just like my father. Why did you come here? To make sure my father was successfully in the ground?
With all due respect, Mr. Gordon, I will not allow you to speak to me or about my work in such a tone. I tried everything I could to aid your father. Your father was heavily drugged when he was brought to me, to prevent any further violent outburst, or so Lady Margaret had said. But something felt wrong, even then.
So, what was my father like when you locked him up?
I didn't just lock him up. I tried to help him. He was convinced he was carrying some ancient curse, that he was being haunted by evil. I wish I had reached him, had been able to reach him.
Maybe if I threw you a bone, you'd get off my back. He used to babble about a dark force threatening him and our family.
Was that why he moved you to India? To remove himself from this place?
I believe so.
And yet here you are, in the very place he sought to protect you from.
Who knows? Maybe there is an ancient evil in this place. An evil that drags us back no matter how far away we get. Even from the other side of the world. Father was obsessed with the history of the family for as long as I can remember.
Did your father actually believe his family was out to get him?
Who knows? Though I think what really scared him was beyond the physical.
And what do you think? Was your father right? Are there things beyond the physical?
I have other things to worry about right now. Things like a drowning woman floating in thin air. If you really want to help me, I need to find out what the maid knew. What Lady Margaret and Angus didn't want her to tell me.
You believe it got her killed?
Maybe. What I saw in the chapel, it has to be real. She must have drowned herself down at the loch. Because if it's all in my mind, like father, like son. Rory's not one for cleaning up after himself.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Alright.
Angus will have the key. Unless we can find another way in.
I doubt Angus is just going to give us the key.
I think I might have an idea how to get into the cellar, but I'm not sure you'll like it.
If it involves this filthy dumbwaiter, don't even think about it.
I can't fit in there, and I see no other way into the cellar.
You're asking me to put a lot of trust in you, given the circumstances.
You can trust me, and I will do my very best to learn to trust you.
All right then. Clothes can be washed. Lovely. Pull me back up! I need something to open the doors from the inside once I'm down there.
Maybe.
This should do it.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who...
To be sure. Going down.
Good luck.
See you in a minute.
Dr. Farber. Is everything all right? Leah! Oh, if anything's happened to her.
You needn't worry about me. I've been to stranger places than this castle. Follow me.
Elevator music. Hey, Skunk. I'll introduce you to the concept of a lard cake. I guarantee you'll put on a decent amount of weight at that point. Just eating one of those bloody things. Yes, I know the body's not over here. I want to check around this area and make sure there's nothing meh, weird, or out of place. You know, other than the corpse.
They seem to be a house full of carnivores.
What a horrific way to die. Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design, and it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Where's that sudden draft coming from?
Your stag is here, my little doe.
Little doe? Not exactly the usual way to address the staff. The missing pendant. He threw it into the blood-filled basin.
Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please. David, can you hear me?
Oh, that's not a way to... That's not a way I want to die.
Her clothes. He ripped a seam open.
We're all here, sir. All down in the dark. Something's coming. The attic, sir. She's in the attic.
What just happened? You look like you were in some kind of trance.
Perhaps the lack of sleep is affecting me. Or the visions that you'd think me insane if I described them to you.
You need to learn to trust me. I am on your side, remember?
So you say, but I remember you locked my father up too. A tiger can't change its stripes.
Ugh, that's horrible.
You're not the one with your hand in it.
There we go. That's disgusting.
French. I don't speak French.
I do. It says for Clara, forever yours. Who's Clara?
I don't know. Yet another relative, perhaps?
We should ask someone who's been around here for longer. How did you know it was there? The pendant, I mean.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. A hunch. Eddie gave this to her. We should ask him to his face just what his relationship was with her.
This isn't another ghost story, is it?
Look, you wouldn't understand. I can't...
What I do understand is that we cannot accuse a man of murder without proof.
The seam really did rip when she tried to get away from him.
So... we've gotten to the point where I can now essentially die in the game. And it's connected to the shoddy controls. So the chances of me dying have kind of gone skyrocketing. And Skunk Deer, once we meet again, I shall introduce you to fatty foods. Yeah, I'm thinking a little bit of both, Claire. Well, yay for belly rubs. Lemon. Okay. Oh, it's fine, Claire. It's one of the things I was thinking when I was watching the things. She probably told him no. He probably, you know, slapped her, she fell and hit her head on the, or hit her neck on the basin. That would definitely kill her.
It's labeled Mallory. Recognize that?
The necklace. Is that...
A young Eddie and his mother, Clara.
I regret to inform you that your husband, Corporal Victor Mallory, number 874511, was killed in action with the enemy on the day of the 14th of September in Ypres. Your husband was involved in an advance against enemy lines. While he and his fellow soldiers fell, the action was successful, and you can take comfort in knowing his sacrifice saved many lives. It was not possible to get his remains away, and he was buried in a soldier's grave. Please accept the condolences of all the company. Yours, Captain Arthur Jones, 4th Army.
Thank you for your last letter. My heart soars with every word of yours I read. I touch the ink and imagine your fingers are just inches from mine, that we can almost touch, that I can almost feel the warmth of your skin once more. Young Edward grows more like his father each day. You'd be amazed how he shares your looks. I long for the day that this terrible war is ended and you return home to us, so we can be a family once more. I shall write to you again soon. Know that until then you are always in our hearts. Your loving wife, Clara.
The date. She was writing this when the death notice arrived. Oh, the poor woman.
Poor girl. That poor family. Jesus fuck. That would be one hell of a way to... Yeah. She apparently refuses to go upstairs. So... That's a good way to do it, Claire. You got jump scared. The funny part is you got jump scared. I'm the one playing the horror game. Let's go this way. Ah.
If you'd just like to wait out here, sir.
I need to speak with Eddie.
The young master and her ladyship are otherwise detained.
May I remind you, this is my house?
May I remind you that it is not yours yet?
Fair enough.
Hey, by the way, good one, Otter. Wait, can I enter the garden from the freaking roof? Or from the second floor? Wait, is this the second floor? No, it's not the second floor. It's first floor. Wait, she said she's in the attic. Maybe I have to go into the attic. Or maybe not.
What is it? I'll get you back.
Stop monkeying around. Come with me.
I'll come inside in a bit. Don't go. Can I just have a few
It's
more
not a request, Carol.
Don't worry. I'll be fine.
What's happening to me?
David? Is everything all right?
We should make haste. You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer. How I draw my conclusions can wait for now. Nobody in this house is particularly chatty. Not even when I have an actual question for them. Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics. Nobody in this house is particularly...
So I can't get in there. I want to see if I can go upstairs. Hey, Otterpop. Why do you insist on scaring your sister? Okay, so I'm going to look around the rest of the house. See if I can find any more information. See if I can find any clues. I have a problem. The problem being that if I show them the pendant, they might assume that she stole it. Because they've essentially come to the conclusion that she's been stealing from everybody. So they already think that the maid was a thief.
I've read enough to know Edward was a dangerous man. Perhaps even a murderer. Why does Margaret still hold him in such high esteem?
Okay. You two are weird. So I can't open the door. Let's see if I can go in here. See if I can place the new piece of the puzzle. Or the model, rather. So it looks like I can't place a new piece of the new piece of the thing. I have two choices. I can either go outside and search out there. I think Otter wants to jump scare me. Anyways, let's go outside, shall we? Also, something just dawned on me. The alert box needs to be moved over. There we go. Anyways, guys, I will be right back. I need to go use the restroom. I am back. Hello, Rainbow, and to answer your question, I'm doing well. I mean, I'm getting thoroughly creeped out by this game, but at very least I'm doing well. There have been some interesting moments, and they're getting more and more interesting. By the way, I like to think I've got the, what's it called? The ambiance for the Spooktober streams down pretty well. I found the area of my dimmer switch that is perfect. Ha ha, Otter! Mlem. Okay, so I can't talk to him. Can't steal his tools. Hi, Claire. I think Claire just gave me back one of the dollars I gave her earlier today.
I have to thank you again for coming to my aid in there.
I'm glad I found you in time. Thankfully, Mr. Harrison had made an educated guess as to your whereabouts.
Oof.
You see? The necklace was his...
But...
Cousin Eddie.
Found another photo piece. Well, thank you, Claire. And just remember, anything that you guys use to scare me does go to the ALS Foundation. So, it is scare me for a good cause. I've been really tempted to change the sound of the notification to a Wilhelm scream for the rest of the month. I've just got to figure out how.
Oh, stunning. How curious. Come and look at this. Look, they form a clear circle.
This can't be a fluke.
It looks like one of the stones is missing.
A heavy enough stone to weigh yourself down with. I've never seen a rose like this before.
I have. The gardener, Rory. He brought some down from the glass house.
Something's carved into each one.
Had a bug on me. Oh. Another photograph piece. Okay. Wait, what? The fuck? Hi, Avia. That's a little weird. I'll have to look into that. I'll get the information from you on that one, Claire, later tonight. We'll figure out what happened. Weird. Avia, check the same. Or check your email, see if you got the same notification.
There are some strange markings carved into the stones on the shore.
Runes, aye. I'm old-fashioned, I suppose. Still hold to the old ways.
Superstitions don't gain validity just by being believed in for a long time.
I'd watch that. Your precious science doesn't have all the answers, lassie.
That's an unusual-looking rose. I noticed one lying by the side of the loch.
Aye, that's been me. A flower for the flower of Skahandu, Cecilia.
My aunt? They're for her?
I grew 'em for her. She loved the roses, did Cecilia. No the red ones, though. Made her think of blood, ye ken.
Forgive me, but wouldn't it be more fitting to place them on her grave?
Why, she's no there, is she, laddie? That's not where she rests. And I don't much stand by your modern god.
Rory, what happened to her? What happened to Cecilia?
I'm not in the mood to open old wounds, laddie.
May I have some of the roses, Rory? I'd like to place them on Cecilia's grave.
What's she to you? You didn't ken her.
No, I didn't. But she's family. And besides, Father always spoke fondly of her. He would even smile as he talked about playing in the gardens with her as a child.
He did he? Aye, well, that's good to ken. I should have some left in the glass house.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye,
well,
I'm
Claire,
sure
we
you
will figure it out.
laddie.
I would say check whatever account you use to make the payment, and check
Sorry,
to make
lassie,
sure the right
but you
amount
can't
was.
go in. It's for family only.
Just hold on a moment.
No, it's okay. I
Check
quite
your account and make
understand.
sure it didn't pull that much
You
out.
go ahead, and I'll wait here for you, if I must.
Aye, you must.
Blem. What happened,
I know,
Claire?
it doesn't look like I have green fingers.
Oh, wait. Well, shit.
These are dead as dodos.
Hard to raise anything beautiful here, ever since Cecilia's gone.
Well,
looking to break some more locks, laddie.
Are these...
Aye, Cecilia's roses.
They're beautiful.
I like to think so.
But they seem to be the only thing that grows here. Can you tell me about Cecilia? What was she like?
She was a lovely lassie, but she had more than her share of troubles.
Grandfather Edward.
You ken well enough, son.
You said she wasn't in her grave.
Aye, that I did.
Did she drown?
She did. Killed herself. Her body was never found. Now all I have of her is my memories. And they are not what they were. And this.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, aye. For me. Girl must have cut her fingers 100 times doing it. On the thorns, ye ken.
well, hi, Rick. You just had to bring it up to that, didn't you? Hi. Well, okay. Red roses.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
He scratched the word Baron into her arm. What a monster. The saboteurs Edward used. They ended up in this corner.
Get lost!
You monster!
Who is that old woman? It takes courage to confront Edward like that.
They lied to me.
Who did?
All of them.
What the shit? Okay.
It's me.
There we go. I can still breathe.
Was Cecilia not able to have children? Did that anger Grandfather Edward?
Maybe you can see well enough too, son. Maybe you can. It wasn't her, it was her husband. He was the bother. Couldn't, you ken?
I think so, yes.
Hey, cool, Claire.
Aye, well, Edward blamed Cecilia for it. For picking the wrong man for her mate.
I saw an old lady. She wore a long, flowing dress. Her voice was strong, determined.
Sounds like Rosemary. She were Lady Margaret's mother.
What just happened?
I could ask you the same thing. You started to talk to yourself. And then you were throwing your arms about like you were fighting something. I couldn't see what. You started bawling and the lassie came in to see what was going on. She tried to settle you, but you just went for her. You'll be fine, laddie. You just need some fresh air. This place can get to you.
Well, damn.
The crack is right there. Edward was furious. Seems like him and great-grandmother Rose didn't see eye to eye. The secateurs should be... Here they are. How could I know? This seems awfully accurate for a forgotten memory.
Yep. Ah.
Trust your instincts, laddie.
Well, good to know, Rick, and good to know that they managed to give you a refund.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you. I think this place is starting to get to me. I think that Edward may be responsible for the death of my Aunt Cecilia. Not directly. She drowned herself in the loch. I think that Edward drove her to it.
Old families usually have a skeleton or two in the cupboard.
Yes, but my family has a graveyard full. I feel like the madness that runs through this family, through these walls, is starting to seep into me too.
I can help you, but you need to open up. You need to start talking to me.
You would not believe me if I told you.
Stubborn, just like your father.
Whatever secret this family is hiding, it's costing lives. Cecilia, the maid, my father. God knows how many more over the years.
Really quick. Now it's time to barge past. Well, yay, we're up to 74.90 or 74.69. And yes, Rick, I saw what you did. It was adorable. Too bad it'll take a long time before you can do that particular joke again. Anyways. I kind of want to save right here. And before someone drops 90... What the hell? But yeah, no. For the record, all of the donations that happen here until the end of 2020 are going to be essentially given to the ALS Foundation. I'm even taking money out of my own pocket to essentially, what's the word? Fix the fees that Streamlabs and PayPal take out of the actual donations. So the couple cents on the dollar that they take out, I'm matching and putting back in. So what you see on there is is literally what we've given so far in donations, or what we will have given so far in donations at the end of this month.
There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies. Eddie, I need to ask you about the maid. About Elsa.
You didn't know her!
I know that you and her were... That is to say, I know you had feelings for her.
What? That's poppycock! You're as deranged as your father was!
God
David, really? You go too far with this behavior.
The police will be here soon. Would you not prefer to clear this up before they get here in case they link Eddie with a crime?
Now look here, young lady. How dare you speak?
That's enough. Eddie. My little doe. Strange thing to call the help.
How? It was just harmless fun, that's all.
Her clothing was ripped, as if someone was trying to force themselves upon her.
I would never have hurt her.
Hey, Claire, why are you trying to pull a Wade?
You gave her this. It was your mother's.
I did. It was.
Eddie!
I was just trying to cheer her up. She has nothing, and I had no need of it. You know she sends... You know she sent most of her money home to her grandmother.
You're a worthless liar. You think she thought being pressed against a dead animal was harmless fun?
How do you know? It's true. Elsa and I would never have laid a finger on her. We were in love. I helped her with everything, even with her chores. Rose and...
That's quite enough. Eddie, you are obviously upset. And you are not helping, David. Angus, will you please take the young master upstairs?
As you say, Mom.
I think you have caused quite enough disruption here. We shall settle this heritage dilemma first thing tomorrow.
I don't think so. I have more questions now than ever. About my father, the maid, this whole damn house.
Have a care, David. Need I remind you of your father's temper?
I would never.
Given the current mental state of Master Eddie, who should be a part of the heritage considerations, any discussion on the topic would be futile at this point. Would you not agree?
Thank you, Leah. Maybe it's a good thing you're here after all.
Impudent brats!
What's going on?
Did you notice when Margaret got angry?
When Eddie mentioned chores involving Rose. What does that mean?
It can only have something to do with Lady Rosemary and Aunt Cecilia, and whatever the maid was doing in the attic.
The attic?
I saw the maid coming down the stairs with a tray, but there's nothing up there but an empty room, or so I thought.
Interesting. What is it, David?
I have to see.
David, wait!
You know the rule of never go after a little kid ghost in a horror game? I think we're gonna break that rule again. Aw, poor Claire. Getting creeped out by the little kid.
You have to start confiding in me, David. What are you seeing?
I think I'm seeing ghosts. Ghosts of those who have died here. I see my father as a child. He's trying to communicate with me.
Perhaps you visited here as a child. Maybe you're remembering stories your father told you of this place when you were young.
You see? I said you wouldn't believe me. If I'm only remembering things, how would I have known where to find a pendant? How could I have known he tried to force himself on her? Unless you think I killed her.
I don't think you killed anyone, David. And you're right. I can't explain it.
So?
So, we focus on the facts as we know them.
Go on.
You saw the maid's body. Her neck was broken. That was the work of a human, not a ghost, yes?
I suppose so, yes.
Lady Margaret knows more than she's saying, that's for sure.
Godspeed getting anything out of that old hag.
No, I know. But Eddie might be an easier option.
Yes. Yes, we need to find him. And make sure Margaret isn't there to interrupt.
I believe she's already gone to bed, but I'll check. You go find Eddie.
Well, that's clear enough.
I'm fairly certain Eddie's room is over here. No? Or is it over here? Nope, neither of those either. Well, this is where things get weird. Let's do this.
Well, hello, my dear Elsa. Oh, Sir Edward, you look very handsome today.
Eddie?
Why, thank you. You're as beautiful as ever, my little doe. Oh, mwah, mwah.
Well, dear Eddie is off his rocker.
Self-made dolls. Ugh. The stuff of nightmares. Eddie, can you hear me? What can you tell me about great-grandmother Rose? What did Elsa have to do? Eddie! What do you see here, Eddie?
Quite safe, the little rabbit said to his brothers and sisters. The fox is fast asleep, so the rabbits tiptoed past, but the fox was sly. He wasn't asleep at all. He opened his yellow eyes.
I've warned you before to mind your place. This will be the last time you defy me.
The eyes of the fox, they shone with cruel light as he punched on the rabbits and ate them all one by one. It was only then he went to sleep, his tummy full, his heart content.
I wonder what's on the other side. Is there... no, can't see a switch or lever. I guess not all castles are like Edgar Allan Poe used to describe them.
Why do I get the feeling that that's actually where I'm supposed to go next?
A secret passage.
What do you think you're doing?
I won't be long, I hope. Look after Eddie.
Hey, Snowtop Husky.
Just a little further.
Hello, mouse.
Damn it!
Well, now I'm kind of trapped here.
That's it. Open wide. Good, good.
I don't want any.
That's all right, dear. Did I tell you that John's son David has arrived? He's as bothersome as his father. Not worthy
Okay,
of
so
this place.
apparently subs
Poor
count for
Angus
that
will never
jump scare
recover
too.
from the sight of John's charred remains. Selfish, selfish man.
Please.
Welcome to the channel, Snow. Or Snowtop.
I do not enjoy this, as you well know, but you brought it on yourself.
God damn it, the foot.
Your son was a good man. You should not have defied him.
Well, that's a thing.
Rosemary.
It's getting more and more messed up.
God, she's barely skin and bones. How is she still alive?
I found the hidden switch. It was in the bookcase.
You scared me half to death.
Well, you will insist on
Jesus.
wandering off without telling me where you're going, and I just managed to avoid Lady Margaret when... Jesus God!
Jesus God!
Big and heavy, but it's seen better days. Just how long has she been chained to this bed? I saw this.
In a vision.
Edward beat her with it. Used it to cripple the poor woman.
Oh my God. And he hung it there to remind her every day. Take it down.
You're sure?
Do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rose? Rosemary? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Rose? Rosemary? Can you hear me?
Hopefully this is to break the chain and not break her foot off.
Rosemary, I'm David. John's son. Your great-grandson.
Here, try this. No, like this. Gently.
Who did this to you?
Edward. I was bad. I disobeyed.
Disobeyed? How did you disobey?
Cecilia. I tried
Head's clipping through the pillow.
Stop what he was doing.
What was he doing, Rosemary?
Should not have disobeyed. Not disturb him in the old wing. Never talk back.
Rose! Rose! What did he do to Cecilia?
I don't think you'll get anything more out of her. Poor woman. Come on, Lady Rosemary. We'll get you out of here.
No!
We can get you somewhere safe.
I'm safe here, in this room. Safe from the Black Mirror.
The Black Mirror. Margaret has a lot to explain. I think we need to have words with her ladyship.
Once I get to the next save point, or the next place I can save, I'm going to save.
Margaret, we need to talk about...
Lady Margaret, if you please.
Never mind that. What the hell are you doing with Rosemary?
You're one to talk. You're just like your father, leaving nothing but fear and misery in your wake.
What in God's name are you talking about?
You spoke to young Eddie, did you not? Now he's convinced everyone is trying to kill him. He has taken poor Andrew hostage and is threatening his life.
Where is he?
He's taken him to the old wing, and he is armed.
I'll go. I can talk to him.
You will not. You two have caused quite enough trouble already.
We? How dare you, when you continue to worship Edward, even though he drove poor Cecilia to drown herself?
I will not allow you to...
To what? To speak the truth? To say that Edward...
He never touched her! You come here, and you...
No, you. You are the one in the wrong here. You know more than you're saying, and we both know it. There's something in this place. An evil that has plagued our family for generations. Instead of blaming others, maybe you should look closer to home for the cause of your misfortune.
You know nothing. What I did, what I do, everything is for this family. How can you possibly understand?
Our nostrils are huge.
Please, my lady, we can discuss this later. Miss Farber, you need to speak to Master Eddie.
Take us to him.
This game got interesting quick.
This way. Have a care in the old wing. It isn't used, and for good reason. A section of wall fell into the sea some years back, and the rest is falling to ruin.
Okay. So, folks, things have gotten weird. Things have gotten wild. And honestly, I'm really liking the fact that I chose this particular game for this. Oh, Jesus.
Over there, sir.
Eddie?
No! No! They're after me! All of them! Trying to kill me! No! Please help!
Eddie, look at me, Eddie, just at me. It's going to be all right.
Stay back here. I'll try to reason with him.
You will not. This is what I do.
And this, everyone, is where the game crashes. I just tried to save the game and it crashed. That's bad. That's very bad. Oh well. Folks, if you enjoy the gameplay or the commentary, give us a like. If you want to keep up with this or any of our other content, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Become part of the notification squad so you can see when we upload and when we go live. But for now, this is Kitthesoulless signing off. So until next time, everybody, bye-bye. And by the way, for those of you who've donated tonight, thank you. You got my heart racing, and, well, we've done a little bit of good. Anyways, until next time, everybody.